Hi and welcome to Watch It or Don't. Dan, Matt, Tom. Today we're reviewing Beasts of No Nation. It is a movie directed by Cary Fukunaga. He's the director of True Detective Season 1, his most recent thing, but he's done a few other projects. Very interesting modern director. Beasts of No Nation is unique in that it is produced by Netflix. It's their first original movie. But it's also released in some theaters, so it is eligible for awards, not just like a TV movie. But this movie stars Abraham Attah as a young boy in an unnamed African country.
Yeah. Right.
He has a family. The country is in some kind of civil war, and things kind of go bad when the army comes through his town. His family is killed, and he is recruited into this rebel army. The commander of the army is played by Idris Elba. And basically this whole movie is just how he kind of gets broken down by this army and the atrocities of war. And it is intense.
Yeah, it's very intense. It's a very, very long and weird character arc for this little boy, because he goes from being, you know, this pretty happy child to this child that is alone and scared. And
he's
then
probably about 10, I'd say, 10, 11.
Maybe around there. But then, you know, he also goes through the point where, you know, he's training to be a soldier, where he first, you know, has to be a soldier, and then to the point where that's actually his purpose, you know, and then from there, you know, goes on to what happens after that when you start realizing the horrors, you know.
He mentions that somewhere in the movie, he says, like, I can never go back to being a kid anymore.
Right.
Which is pretty powerful. I think,
especially when you hear it from a kid.
You know? He kind of narrates a little bit of the movie. This is a subject that is maybe isn't original because it's been documented in a lot of documentaries, but it's unique for a feature film, I think. This is very unique.
And I mean, it doesn't in any way, you know, lose any of its power, because it's, you know, a story that has at least been told in general terms.
It doesn't seem completely fictional.
Right.
It could easily be a true story. We don't even know.
Right.
I mean,
it's one of those things that it doesn't really matter what the specifics are, because it's very clear that these are kind of the atrocities that are happening, and, you know, little boys like this one are really, you know, being sent into war with just, you know, with basically being brainwashed.
And it basically reminded me of any classic Vietnam War movie. Where it's like,
except from a kid's perspective, which is
exactly.
really weird.
In Vietnam, you take these like young teenagers who are just as naive, but maybe just a little bit older. Now you just take that and shift it a little bit, but it's the same kind of thing. Their mind is just so messed with as they go through these different things, and it's so hard to watch, but it is beautiful in a way, too.
I mean, it is definitely a difficult movie to sit through without, you know, being pretty disturbed, and it touches on a lot of kind of bad topics that are
part of that
important.
Vietnam thing that made me think of, in most Vietnam movies, they have the younger guys that are trying drugs for the first time, and it's just crazy to see these little kids like do stuff like that, and it's like... And you know that's probably happening in Africa. There's like no way it's not happening.
Well, and I mean, especially when it's not the kids themselves, it's the kids under the influence of these older guys, you know, that are, you know,
it's
really not the people that these kids should be around.
It's a great performance by the young boy. Also, great performance by Idris Elba.
Some of the other people in the movie, though, I don't know any of their names. But
the kid that plays his friend, I loved at the beginning.
Yeah,
and I thought he was going to come back, but
a lot of good child actors, you know, teenage actors.
Right.
It really sells it. I should say, Cary Fukunaga he wrote, directed, and was a cinematographer on this.
Yeah,
he killed it,
and he does. There are some beautiful shots in this of kind of the African landscape and lots of very interesting colors. I read that he kind of based the color of the movie off of photographs by photographers who have gone into these war-torn countries.
I mean, I feel like the way he filmed it, you know, his direction, his cinematography was very much the, like, kind of the respectful and, you know, respectful approach to it, to the point where it didn't feel like he was exploiting it, you know? Which is a big problem that you face in a movie of this topic.
He definitely didn't exploit it.
But it was still his unique style. You know, it wasn't, you know, it's a lot of handhelds, a lot of long shots, it's a lot of tracking things. There's a really interesting thing, just color, if you notice. He kind of does an infrared type of thing.
As a colorblind kid, I was like, I don't know.
Okay, maybe that flew over your head. But it was enough where I was like, this is a unique vision for this story.
Absolutely. I think it was wholly unique and to the point where, I mean, Cary Fukunaga should get a lot of praise for this, because this very much, you know, the result of his work.
The one color shot I really liked was there's a trench shot keep your eyes open for with like water, and I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
I thought that was very well done.
Should we jump into ratings?
Sure.
Yeah. I can go. This movie definitely deserves a great at the very least because it is tough to watch, but really, really beautifully made. Really great performances by both the young child and Idris Elba, and also it's one of those movies that definitely feels important, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. I think the kid blew me away. I know this is his first role. It said introducing.
Is it actually? Okay.
Yeah, it said introducing, and I was like, wow. Because there's a scene where it's like he seems like an old veteran, like in war, not as like an but as a veteran of war. And it's like, holy crap! And for like a 10-year-old to convey that, I was blown away just by that. I think this is like great for Netflix. Hopefully they'll come up with more stuff. I'd like to see more. Definitely check it out if you have Netflix.
Yeah. I'm giving it an 8.3 out of 10. I think it's a very solid movie. Maybe not the most fun thing to watch. Maybe maybe not the thing to watch with your parents on a Sunday night. But I think
a downer.
Right. If you have a Netflix subscription, you should see it because it's free.
Absolutely.
And if not, try a free trial or do it for a month.
Right.
I think Beasts of No Nation is worth it.
Though honestly, I think it would definitely be worth spending your money on
in theaters.
Oh yeah.
Too,
I almost wish I would have seen it.
Do you think we'll see nominations for it?
I think we will.
I think we have
way.
I think we have to. Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what categories yet, but I think this will be up there. Anyway, we got to go. We're Watch It or Don't. Be sure to subscribe for more content, and we'll see you next time.